I think everything that we say on this podcast happens to come true. And
yeah,
we took some motherfucking time off, but we're back in this bitch. My name's Luke. That's Odell. And there's some motherfucking shit to talk about, man. What do you want to talk about? We could talk about fucking the fact that the goalpost keeps moving within social media, emotion and attention. Or do you want to talk about the fact that Obama is a pedophile? Or do you want to talk about how nice it is outside and the fact that we're technically paid athletes by the government? Or do you want to talk about the fact that
talk about moving the goalposts on Twitter, and what do you mean by that?
So, for example, right now, when coronavirus first started, wearing a mask was like, dude, this shit's fake. We're not trying to wear masks and shit like that. If I remember, like, there was memes of like when you walk in and everyone's wearing a mask and it's like, I smell bitch in here.
Oh yeah.
So right, but now
it turned political.
Now it's like if you don't wear a mask, you're racist. Now I wear a mask into all the places that I'm supposed to wear a mask in, but at the same time, I'm just like, there's too much shifting of just people. But I guess, is that because it evolved from like racist people not wearing masks, so then it became that wave?
I think it's a combination of when it first started, people not taking it as serious as maybe they should have because less people had it, obviously. And as time went on, more people got it. So more people were like, okay, we actually do need to start wearing masks. And then it became a thing of like, people wanting their freedom, and that was more from like the right, and the left was more like, we just need to save people's lives and wear masks. Like that's what it turned into as more people started getting it. And I think that's how it became political, because people on the right wanted their freedom and want to be outside, and then people on the left wanted.
But you could be outside though, like you could just literally go to a field, like
right? But like they didn't want to have restrictions on their person. Like I don't want to have to compromise my breathing by wearing this mask because you want me to. That's like the whole idea. As numbers and cases start to increase.
What is your sentiment on it? Like, do you feel like the coronavirus is any sort of way man-made? Let's just get that out the way.
Man-made? Mm-hmm. Is it? Well, I think they even like admitted that it was man-made because of manufacturing in like China or some shit, like some like antibodies or whatever. I don't know. Created something, and I don't fucking know. I'm pretty sure it is though, because how can that shit just come out of thin air like that? You know what I mean?
Is it weird that Obama's being made out to be a pedophile?
Is it weird?
How do you feel about it? You think it's real?
I definitely think it's real.
Obama though?
Yeah, Obama, your mama, my mama.
Your mom's a pedophile, bro?
No, but people in those positions, I mean, dude, you have the world at your disposal. It wouldn't surprise me that some people are like, hey, I want to dabble in, having sex with children just because I'm bored and I could do anything that I want. And everyone around me is doing it. So it's not surprising. Do I think it's fucked up? Obviously, but it's not like, oh my God.
But dude, he has Michelle Obama.
Okay. Jay-Z had Beyonce. He still cheated on her.
True. Can't even argue that one. The only thing better than pussy is new pussy.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a faithful black man. I don't know any of these things that you're talking of.
I'm a faithful fucking mulatto.
Yeah. What was the other shit you were saying? You talked about Obama moving the goalpost, and what else?
These crazy bapes. Where to buy them at?
Did you rip them up on purpose?
No, dude, man, like the fucking material, they're so fucking old and shitty. HP, could you please get a zoom in look on this?
God damn,
By the
dude.
way, we didn't even introduce HP when we reintroduced the podcast after the
Bro, we haven't
fucking
potted in so fucking long. It's
It's hilarious.
It's like shooting a basketball after 2 years of not shooting a basketball.
Yeah, it takes practice. But anyways, man, HP is in this motherfucker, and it is now officially...
H-Pizzle.
It is officially the Suburban Minorities, bro. John, if you're listening, bro, shout out to your life, man. But, you know, perhaps the minority thing happened to take a toll. You think so?
You think that it took a toll on John?
Yeah.
I don't think it did.
Cultural differences. You want to chop that one up to cultural differences?
I mean,
I'm
not
just
really.
playing, dude.
Your
I'm
shoes
just
look
fucking
like
playing.
you.
Hey, man, I got a motherfucking tattoo on my chest. I don't know if I show that to the podcast, but yep.
It's getting out of hand. Your shoes look like fucking... You walked into a blender or something. I don't even know how that's possible that they still was holding.
Where did you get those brand new Air Force Ones? Did you get those on Wish?
Cool story, actually. I got these from my brother during his, what would you call it? Wedding pre-party or whatever.
The bicentennial?
Where you give the best man's gifts.
The fucking bicentennial.
I don't know what that is. That went
Best
over my
man
head.
gifts?
What?
That was a best man gift?
Yeah. So, and I haven't worn them I only wore them like 3 times. Look at the comparison between your babes and my Air Force Ones.
Yeah, dude. These are actually really comfortable, though. I can't lie. The insoles feel like a fluff. They just feel like I'm walking on Adidas Boost.
You're about to be walking on just your socks in a minute.
I have, I got a whole lot of fucking foot accoutrements.
Yeah, but some people like that aesthetic.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't like it wasn't planned out. If it was up to me, they would have been brown. Originally they were brown, but they're no longer brown. But the fucking material was so trash. Yeah. Yeah, they were just gonna break. They're old, so they're kind of like useless. But they're useful in some way, I guess, for comfort when you really think about it.
Yeah.
You tried any psychedelics since the last time we potted, or no?
No.
You are sweating up a mountain. That's crazy. That's insanity.
Let me just advise everyone that it is 98 degrees in this room and no fan whatsoever. So, yes, this makes perfect sense why my armpits would be sweating. Have you been getting sun? Have you been doing psychedelics? Of course.
Yes.
I have not.
Yeah, dude, I have. I've just been going into the fucking the realms of kaleidoscope visions and vocal vibrations that please my pineal gland, and I feel as though I am transcending most of the time, although it is often followed by a high boost of adrenaline and makes me feel a little edgy. But for most part, my heart's in a good place with it.
How often do you do it? Or
once a week.
Damn, is that a lot?
No, I don't do a lot. Last
Like
time I did a
microdose?
lot was I had did some
Done some
couple
weed?
weeks ago. I'll probably try to like just drop like some snippets of it real quick, like in the pod, like visuals, probably somewhere over here or something. I don't fucking know, but I did a decent amount and it was fucking great. The people that I was with, everybody had like a good experience, and I got hella paid for it.
Why would you get paid for it? Did I say something I wasn't supposed to?
I'm a shaman of sorts, so donations.
Oh, okay. Like a cult leader,
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
How do you feel about these comedians getting outed for being pedophiles as well?
It hurts. Especially Chris D'Elia. That's fucking weird on his end, man. I was a huge fan of that shit. But I mean, I guess, man, like, I don't know. I was listening to Joey Diaz's podcast about it. I have my own feelings about it too. It's just kind of weird that like he was just like, it was like a serial I'm hitting up 15, or no, was it like what, 16-year-old girl, 17-year-old girl?
16, 17, yeah.
It was like a real frequent thing as a 30-year-old man. Like, that is just awkward and unnecessary and disgusting. And I couldn't imagine him doing it. Like, I couldn't, like, you know, but like apparently that's what he's into, and it's unfortunate. But he hasn't dropped a podcast since, so that's how you know he's kind of weird with it. You know?
Yeah, dude. No, it's fucking... I don't even know what to think about that either.
But apparently, it's just like the women who outed him are just like, this was like 10 years ago, and like, I guess they're just... I don't fucking know, man. It's the internet. Shit can be misleading. I don't know, but was it like confirmed? Like, she said, like, I'm this age, and he was like, yo, still come over?
I think for some of them, yeah. I think
Yeah?
when they were like, I don't know about like the 16-year-olds, but like the 17-year-olds, I think it was like, okay, whatever. But hey, I mean,
That man, that's fucked up. That's weird. And the fact that his fans are called babies is even weirder. Yeah, strange. A whole lot of strangeness, man. Yeah. You think Kevin Gates is involved in any of this shit?
No. Maybe like some homosexual activity, but I don't think he's involved in any. Like,
What makes you say that?
You know, just getting another man tattooed on you, who's significantly like younger than you and like who is still alive. It's kind of weird, but I mean, you know, whatever you're into. Would you ever get another man tattooed on you who's still alive? Who's not family?
Who's not family? No, I got cartoons, but not like a portrait of another human male being. No.
Like, would you get me tattooed on your leg?
No, dude.
Why not?
Nah, man, that'd be fucking that'd be rather weird. Not unless you died.
No, I'm still alive. You gotta do it tomorrow.
Nah.
That's my point exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. He could be. He got 2 camels.
And he like just met that dude too, dude. It's so weird. But hey, man, that's how they do it in Louisiana. Popeyes or KFC?
Popeyes? What the fuck? Are you picking Popeyes over KFC?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, what type of question is that?
It's a no fucking brainer, man. How's You gotta say something, Odell, for the love of God.
Dude, I don't fucking know. There's a gunshot outside of your house. Where do you live?
Bang City, Afghanistan.
Fuck, dude, we're fucked.
Yeah.
You can't be
But that's just how it is, man. You want to live a life of richness and a central being as a fucking suburban minority. You gotta deal with, you know, randomized explosions from time to time. You know, licking the back of 9-volt batteries just to feel a little bit alive.
No. Would you live in Afghanistan for a whole year?
All expenses paid?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd blend in that motherfucker. Yes.
What would you even do out there?
Prostitutes. Where are the prostitutes at? Come on, dude. Afghani women? Are you crazy? Let's get it.
Dude, you're gonna get killed out there.
No, they're gonna just be like, you need to give me a lot of money and you could have all of my daughters. They all live in the house, dude, until they get married. So, you know, I come past a fucking nice looking Afghanistani woman while I'm getting paid to live out there. While I look like I blend in, I could just act like I'm deaf and fucking weeble wobble through the city of Baghdad or whatever the fuck and just make that shit happen out there. I think it'd be a cool experience. Americans do it all the time.
What do you mean they do it all the time? Like in the military?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like on a military base with like other Americans. It's like a different experience.
See, but I'm like one of those people who like if I go somewhere, I gotta be with the culture of like that city. You know what I mean? Like, I like to be like in like the heart of that shit. You know, even though it could be misconstrued.
I guess, man. Like, would I live in Cameroon for a year, all expenses paid? No, I wouldn't do it.
You'd be light skinned out there. They'd be like, you're different.
No,
Dude, yeah, man.
no,
Yes,
I'm not.
dude.
No, I'm not that much lighter than an African for them to be like, you're not from. You know what I mean? I don't think so. Unless I'm like in fucking, I don't know. They gotta be pretty fucking. If I'm in Sudan, maybe, yeah, you know. But I think I'll be fine.
Dude,
I
so
still wouldn't do
yesterday
it.
I found out some information about Calvinism, and apparently this motherfucker, the dude who this is essentially established all of our morals within this country, right? This pilgrim, right? So let me look this up for just a brief second. It's called Calvinism. It's Reformed Protestantism. It is a major branch of that shit that follows theological tradition from John Calvin. Essentially, this motherfucker, right, was a pilgrim who came here and started establishing like religious beliefs for people. And if a woman was caught having premarital sex, she'd had to die. If she was with child, without having like being married, like she was killed. And a whole bunch of shit to like shame tactics and all this other shit. And it was just like, Jesus, you know what I mean? And it was like, that's where we get all of our shame from, you know? That's where all of our shame
What do you mean?
from.
So you're saying like that's what America was, like the principles were founded on?
Yeah, and Calvinism.
And Calvinism is pretty much like, okay, so if that's the case, yeah, you got to trace it back to England then, because that's
No, he's
where
from France.
France.
Yep.
So how does that? Because in America's early days, it was because they were trying to separate from England, and they became like a territory of England. So wouldn't it?
France became a territory of England?
No, I'm saying like the original like 13 colonies or whatever.
No, I guess he was just like a French dude who like lived here. And
So
like he started like getting on his shit. Hold on, man. I guess I could just like I looked him up just to like remember what his name was. It was from the Roman Catholic Church, 16th century.
So he was like, "Hey, this is how we're gonna go about treating women or having like relations with women or whatever." Is that what you're talking about? It's like
he just established a lot of the shit, I guess, within the church and things of that nature. But long story less long, dude. He was this fucking incel piece of shit little fag, right? And he was just, you know, condemning everything because he was real not
So you're saying he came up
secure.
with like those principles because he was insecure with himself?
Yeah, and he was just like, this is how it has to be. And it was just like, this is how it has to be because this is how I feel it should be. This is how I feel like it serves me. It's like, I'm going to marry all these bitches. He probably tried to like marry hella bitches. He was probably like mildly polygamous because he may have like inherited some shit. So, you know what I mean? And he had like value. I don't know, bro. I don't really care to learn much about him, but I do, you know.
And why would that influence so many people to adopt that type of lifestyle?
Because it was built like his teachings and shit like that was like blended within the church. Like it became like the church's practice to like base it off of like his shit and how he like moved within it.
So being monogamous is based off of Calvinism, or is it based off of like Christianity and other shit?
I don't know much about monogamy. I didn't really know much. I don't
Isn't
know.
that what that is though? Like
that's just like some super like Puritan type shit. And I'm just trying to get to the point like how that induces shame amongst our people.
What do you mean, like sexual shame?
Yeah. Like fighting against nature because you feel like a weird sense of fucking disagreement from society. You know, a girl wants to be a sex worker. She can't because she's going to get judged, you know.
Yeah, it's also illegal too. I think prostitution should be legal. Why
Would you
wouldn't it be?
participate in red light district prostitution?
What is that?
In Amsterdam, they have prostitution in the red light district, and you just
They're
go
like
there.
on display and shit, right?
And you go in there and you can crack.
That depends. I don't think so. I mean, what would be the difference between doing that and like just regular prostitution? It's the same shit.
It's legal there.
Right. So if you just legalize prostitution, it's the same shit.
You're
Which is my point.
A Dutch woman.
I think they should legalize it, tax it. Because why wouldn't
Dude, they
somebody
tax
be
the
able to?
fuck out of that shit, man.
Because why wouldn't someone be able to use their body to make money as long as it's not harming anybody? You know what I mean? If a girl wants to sell her pussy for however many dollars, like,
Could
why
you
can't she do
imagine
that?
going to the red light district just to eat pussy?
A lot of dudes I feel like would do that. Like, I don't want her to see my dick, so I'm just gonna eat her out. And I want some woman interaction.
Oh, what a fucking dweeb.
Or maybe he has like a micro penis and he's like, I cannot have sex with her. There's no way. So I'm gonna pleasure her while I play with myself. Cause she's gonna laugh when she sees this. And I feel like there's a lot of fetishes out there too. Maybe some dudes just like want to see, you know what I mean? Just want to see like a naked woman. They want to see a naked woman
guess,
and
man,
they don't want to work for it. They just want to be like, I'm just going to pay you. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Like a lot of rich dudes, I feel like would do that.
Or a lot of dudes on unemployment.
Man, hell no.
Hey, man, I'm going to Amsterdam. I'm just playing. I just kidding, man. I'm just kidding, dog.
How do you feel like being men?
You look like Django.
Thank you. How do you feel like how do you feel about men who call up women on or who pay women to tell them what to do to demean them so that they can get off? For example, you pay a woman for a service every day at 9 a.m. You guys go on Skype. She tells you to stick a toothbrush in your ass, brush your teeth, go to work. And you pay her to tell you to do that.
I don't pay her to do anything like that. What the fuck? Nah, I think that comes from a place of fucking self-hatred. And it comes from a place of not feeling like you earned or did anything. Right? Like that's where it has to come from.
I've heard that comes from men who have too much power, like CEOs or...
Yeah, but a motherfucker who has power but earned it is not going to do that type of shit.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Like they're caught
Why
up?
would he have too much respect for himself?
Yeah, well, I'm saying like maybe they get caught up too much into it, and they're like, oh man, I'm abusing this power way too often. Someone needs to knock me down a peg.
I think that the dudes who earned it probably do that in a different way where it's like, all right, I'll have this fucking, escort spit in my mouth, but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna call on Skype so she could tell me to put a toothbrush in my ass. Now, granted, there's some fucked up people out there, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I just couldn't imagine somebody who like working so hard to do the best that they can just to get knocked down like that. I feel like that shit only comes from like lineage of lazy piece of shit, weak ass motherfuckers getting shit that they don't deserve, and they're still able to have fun, but deep down they know that they're like pieces of shit. That's my thesis.
Why would that make them pieces of shit? Getting like their family setting them up for success?
Because no, it's not that they're pieces of shit for that reason. It's because how they maybe act and how they know that they act.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe. There are men who get put into full body cages and who get whipped. So that's another part of it too. How come that's legal, but you can't pay a woman for sex?
Dude, you can if you just film it. That's it.
But not everyone wants to be on camera having sex.
Well, then she must not want the money that bad. It's as simple as that. If she's not a serious prostitute, what difference? You're fucking recording yourself all day on your phone like this anyhow, fucking playing with your titties and shit. Why don't you just, hey, let me record this? All right, but and then that's how that works.
I don't think so.
The cat
is back. Please, for the love of God, HP, do not. What do you have to say with your cat brain?
We were just talking about pussy too. That's crazy. She just knew. Wow. Pussy on the mic.
Why don't you name your cat?
It's Kitty.
No, that's not a proper name.
Well, she responds to that shit.
No, she doesn't. She responds to water.
Bro.
Because she needs it.
Who are you to tell me? Who are you to tell me that my cat's name's not a proper name?
I think her name should be Sherbert.
She's a psychopath.
Have you given your cat any substances or?
I've been blowing weed smoke in her face a lot.
Do you think that's why she has like cotton mouth and she needs water constantly?
That would actually make sense. And that would actually explain why she's been sticking her whole entire head underneath the sink. So she's probably got like...
She needs water,
her brain is probably like scrambling in there and she's like, oh my God, I need to cool it off. And she's like sticking her head in the water.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. She's just obsessed with water because she's dehydrated 24/7.
I take care of my fucking cat, dude. Hey, Kitty, get out. Kitty. Kitty. Get out. Go. Go.
Well, she farted.
She just shit. Man, what the fuck were we talking about, man?
We're talking about dominatrix.
Yeah, let's not talk about that no more.
Fuck you want to talk about?
Dude, I feel as though that for the past, I don't know, 10 years, I have been interweaving in and out of time.
How? What do you mean?
The energies.
Interweaving out of time?
Mm-hmm. Like going back and forth from anywhere from like in between from
like
now
just reminiscing?
to 2010.
Just like reminiscing?
No, feeling that energy, bro.
Oh, like the same vibes? Like you smell certain things and it brings you back? That type of thing? Or you just like,
yeah,
I just feel like this is 2012?
Like, yeah.
I get that sometimes. But it's more so with like certain music or sounds or smells. It brings me back to like a specific point in time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild. But that's all I'm saying, dude. I'm fucking time traveling in my motherfucking head. And it's pretty cool. She's gonna scratch the shit out of you, man.
She's giving me allergies.
Kitty!
Just get footage of this miniature lion.
Picket lines.
Hey man,
did you go to any protests?
Hell no, I have not.
Why? You're black.
I don't know. I did not feel like I was gonna do it justice just showing up. Did you go to any?
Yeah, I went to one.
How was it?
It was cool. I'd like to say I tried my hardest to make a difference. I was like screaming a lot and telling people to honk their horns, and they were listening to me. I was making eye contact. I was exposing a lot of racists in pickup trucks in the Schaumburg area. One dude almost tried to hit somebody, like pretended to swerve and hit somebody.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, all because we were just saying Black Lives Matter, dude. That's it.
Do you think it's because she was just spread out funny? Do you think it's because they might be racist, or do you think that there's like a specific theme with like the Black Lives Matter that they don't like? Maybe they seen like the looting and they think it's just like people just wilding out and they associate that with like Black Lives Matter, so they just like not fucking with it? Or do you think it's like, I just don't like black people, period, and I don't think that they deserve the same equality? Or maybe like a combination of both.
I just feel like, why can't you honk the fucking horn for some normal, basic human rights? People protesting for basic human rights.
My bad, dude. She was distracting me. But yeah, no, I think that there's a lot of undercover racism out there, but
I don't think that was undercover. That was just overt.
Think it was overt?
Yeah.
It was probably. Well, I mean, they're ignoring. What if a black person did it? What if a black person was like, "I'm not honking"?
I'd have been like, you're fucking lame. Every black person who was there was honking their horn like a motherfucker.
I know. I'm just saying, like, what if? Like, would you be like? Would you look at them the same if, like, as like a white person not honking?
No. No, I mean, I would. No, I mean, yes, I definitely would look at it the exact same. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's just honking your horn. You do that shit any other time you got a problem with somebody cutting you off.
Do you think that they're racist, though, if they did it? They didn't honk? And they're black?
Dude, they're probably just fucking dumb.
Why? Why does that make them dumb, though?
You're just fucking dumb. Like, why can't you just honk the horn for that? Like, how much of a buzzkill do you have to be?
They're like, I just want to go to Target and back. I don't feel like
you can't
participating.
Go like this.
Go like what?
This.
They're just like, I just want to be a regular civilian. I don't want no parts of this. I'm not part of Black Lives Matter or whatever is the opposite.
If you drive past it, what are you doing?
I'm honking my horn personally. I'm just saying for those people.
But there was no black people that didn't honk their horn. They all honked their horn.
I know, I was just speaking hypothetically, like, how would that make you feel?
That'd make me feel like they're fucking on the wrong side of fucking humanity and life. Like, what's wrong with you? The Willie Lynch letter, something that I've learned about since we last potted.
Yeah.
It talks about pretty much
how to keep slaves, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For 400 years after you get them. That's crazy. And how it still is like trickling today, and how colorism is a whole thing that's been created, and the fucking gender reversals within the black community, and it's just all disgusting. It's like, wow, this is all based in like literature. Like somebody actually like thought about this shit and planned it out and mapped it out, and it's still lingering today, and we're still using shit like this against ourselves to today. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's like wild, man. And like, bro, tell me, has anybody ever said that you talk white?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that offensive?
Not really. I don't really get offended too easily, but I just feel like it's kind of ignorant. Like, I just look at them like, that's stupid, because you don't correlate someone talking proper with them talking white.
Yeah, man, it's just like intelligence and shit like that, but that all goes into the whole fucking like letter itself. Is just like the whole fucking the basis of literacy, the basis of all the shit. It's just like, well, you just see why everything is reacting and acting the same exact way, in the cyclical effect of keeping each other down, all while being massively controlled by, you know, the pale higher ups.
Yeah, there's a lot. Then that's why black people refer to others as like light skin or dark skin, where it's like, oh, no other race does that. But
no, they do. They do,
not
actually.
Really, not nearly to the extent that black people do it. And if part of that was them going and making that like black people go to war against each other psychologically, like, oh, the light skins are better than dark skins, so we're going to intentionally intermingle and have kids with the slaves, so that there's like a disparity, like this, so that there's light skinned ones and that there's dark skinned ones, so that there's like an even more greater divide within like their own community and shit. But
even though, but like within other races, like say I know for like Indian culture, like they have that shit too, colorism.
like color, yeah.
But at the end of the day, they still are united on the fact that they're Indian. You know what I mean? Within fucking
even Mexicans too. Like there's colorism.
But yeah, but they're still like, yo, you're still Mexican. You know what I mean? You're just like a different type. But within black people, it's like, yo, you are not black. You are not black. You weren't subject to the type of torture that I had to go through based off of your complexion, based off of, you know, who your parents happen to wind up being by happen to fucking chance in university. You know what I mean? It's like you don't know what it's like to be a darker person talking to my, you know what I mean, like myself. Like, so, you know what I mean? I think like, so it's always like you're not that, or like maybe, you know, you're always looked at as like as just like a difference, you know?
Yeah. But
as of recently, that shit is not much of an issue. I feel like now it's just more or less like, man, it's a lot more embracing of each other, and I'm happy to see that happy like change.
Yeah, 400 years of slavery will make any country an economic powerhouse, which it turned the United States into. Think of 400 years of your main export being 100% labor free. You don't got to pay for labor for 400 years to export tobacco and cotton. Like the profit margin on that is retarded. But I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know how I feel about it. So, and that's why we had this conversation before too. It's always weird for like Black Americans to say that they're proud to be American. It's always been like a weird thing to like, because how can you be proud for, you know what I mean, that type of shit going on? But we're here now, and but yes, it's just a weird thing to be in a country that you can't even be like, yo, I'm proud to be from this country, just because of the fucked up history. And you know,
yeah, dude, the segregation when
I can't even, my bad to cut you off, but I can't even like trace past like my like great grandfather, all because of that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's all because of like, you know what I mean, the history.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I was just gonna say the segregation and the disrespect went on far too long. Like countries like Cuba didn't have like segregation like that for too long, so people started to feel a little bit more together naturally, and there's a lot more mixed people. There's a lot more, you know, shit like that. There's not a whole lot of representation for Black people out there though, for like tourism opportunities, for like tourism like guides and shit. Because of their main attraction is like European tourists and shit like that, so they want to appeal to them, and so there's not enough opportunities for Black people out there. However, on a personal like day-to-day level, there's not the white Cubans out there aren't flying with, you know, offensive flags on their car towards the Black people. They're just chilling with them. You know what I mean? It's not like everybody's on the same level for most part, depending on your neighborhood, and all the neighborhoods are hella mixed. So the segregation, you got Jim Crow, you got Alabama, you got Mississippi, these fucking like states that were like heavily divided, like continuing on, you know what I mean? Like there was never any mixing out there. There's like, so you still got these like southern powerhouses of racism still keeping that shit alive, and the disrespect still fueling. And now that everything is visible, we're really seeing that shit amplify, and you know, we're starting to get a little bit more momentum to get things on a better path, and I'm happy to see that. But it's just taking a lot of disrespect and fucking disgusting behavior to get to it, you know. But
yeah, because a lot of those people are still isolated from mixing, like you said. But dude, at the same time, like, who cares? Like, if they want to be racist, like, let them be. But then again, a lot of bullshit comes with that too, though. Like, people dying, like Ahmaud Arbery getting shot.
That's
for
what
jogging.
I'm saying. We can't just let people be racist. We have, like, people got to be informed.
I'm not saying that, but like at the same time, like, you can't put too much like stock into it. Like, motherfuckers, they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
Like, what can, like, I mean, it's not like I'm saying like, well, we can't expect anything from like. We have to expect some lingering effects from this shit, you know?
Oh yeah,
so like, But I guess it's just a matter of switching it. But I don't think this country will ever fucking get it before the apocalypse.
Do you think if things will go back to normal after this, like the whole coronavirus and shit?
Mm-mm. Life as we know it is going to be greatly devastated
Devastated?
by motherfucking volcano.
Nah,
And we need to prepare and we need to have fun.
that's
In the
all
meantime-
fear tactics. I think that's all fear tactic.
I think that's all real shit.
Nah,
There's gonna be ash fall out like a motherfucker.
nah.
And the days are gonna be crazy.
They say that to keep people on their toes and to keep people worrying. That's my theory.
Where will you be trying to prevent the forest fire at Yellowstone?
The forest fire, Yellowstone.
You look like a park ranger.
There's no fucking trees in Yellowstone, is there? It's all rocks. Fuck you. But I mean,
There's not trees at Yellowstone. The fuck are you talking about?
isn't it like a huge canyon?
It's a big patch of the fucking land. There gotta be some trees over there, man.
Yeah, but not enough to start a forest fire.
Okay, so if a motherfucking volcano goes off and embers fall on a tree, that's not gonna start a forest fire?
Oh, you're talking about a volcano erupting? I thought you were talking about just like lightning hitting a tree in Yellowstone and causing like a forest
Well,
fire.
that could happen too. You just proved my point even further.
There's no trees like that at Yellowstone, is what I'm trying to tell you.
You been there?
Yes.
You look like you survey every national park in the fucking country.
Everyone knows black people do not survey parks.
Shit, dude. Looks like you got a motherfucking hat on, dude.
Yes, sir. How long have we been fucking going?
I don't know, man. 3,299 bars.
That's a lot of bars.
That's a lot of bars.
Can
Took
you
some Xanax not too long ago. Felt pretty good. Pretty mellow.
What?
Pretty mellow.
Okay. Why'd you take some Xanax?
I was given some. And I was just like, all right, cool. Took 1.5 bars. Felt great. Next day, nervous system wasn't that great. I was trying to like run routes. I just felt a little stagnant. You know?
That's good. That's a good thing that happened.
No, but I had some good sleep.
You had some good sleep, but was it worth discoordination?
For that day, yeah. I think it, it paid off because it was, a roller coaster is a lot of things go.
That's what the bars would do to you.
Yeah, I was kind of worried it was going to be fentanyl. But
But you still took it.
yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
yeah, dude, it's been a fun summer. It's been a fun summer so far.
That's good, man.
God bless. Hopefully,
We're getting a lot of sun
this.
this summer too.
Yeah, man. Speaking of which, my lunalays on my motherfucking fingers are disappearing.
Yeah, I never had them.
Yeah, man.
Superior genetics. How do you feel about Joe Rogan saying that mixed people have the benefit of being mixed because they get the white brain and they get the black body?
I think that's a bold statement, a foolish statement, an ignorant statement, an offensive statement. Because it's like that's not the case.
But what if
Especially if you have a black parent in your house, like you don't have a white brain anymore. You know what I mean? Like you're growing up with a black influencer in your life who is your idol. You know what I mean? So how can your brain be fucking white?
how would you feel if a mixed person said that? Or
And
a black
he was
person?
joking, and he was like, "Yo, I'm actually."
No, he
like,
said in the same tone.
He said in the same tone, like he felt that way.
Yes.
Like then that's on his fucking brain. That's how he feels. But like Joe Rogan saying, that's like, hey man, what you talking about?
Well,
How do you feel about it, man?
I feel
Do you
the same
feel like
way.
you have superior genetics?
Physically?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. No. I think
I'm about to say because that white dude crossed you up pretty bad yesterday at the basketball court.
He did. He didn't really cross me up. He just hit me with the hesitation, and I like went with it. I was like, dude, I'm not guarding you anymore.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Like,
he was white, dude. He was whiter than snow.
Nah, dude.
He
You heard how
you
heard how he talked though. He talked with like, you know what I mean, some nigga in him. So I'll give him that one.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. You got some
but
black
both
influence.
His parents are from fucking Poland or some shit. Like,
dude, he got some black influence. That means that it's a little bit contagious and it's gonna rub off on him. So a lot of those techniques and shit, you know what I mean? It's like Eminem and rap. It's just gonna translate. But no, with the I think we were talking about what's it called? A bunch of factors going into like why black people dominate in athletics, and a lot of it is because resources in our communities are not great when it comes to like education and shit like that. So a lot of our outlets are, you know, playing sports or creating music or whatever. It's not really like, oh, we have a book club or we have gyms or we have...
And a lot of that shit has been made to not be cool in the black community because of the record labels pushing music to make them feel like it's not cool.
No, I think it's because...
No? You don't agree with that? That the record labels aren't pushing music to make black people feel like they have to be killing each other in order to be popping?
Yeah, definitely. Like today, yeah, for sure. But when you lack the resources that like a community like this has, like where you go to school and there's like so much shit to get into.
Like iPads?
Yeah, and the only outlet you really have in those communities is like football, basketball, outside of like super basic like non-funded school. Like the only vision they have of getting rich is through those avenues. So that's why they practice basketball like a motherfucker and practice football like a motherfucker and excel at it. I feel like that's part of it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean that has to be that's a factor. That's a point, and that's the truth.
Yeah. If I'm in the hood, I can't join, you know, the science club, or even if they do have it, like they won't have like the proper fucking like textbooks or like computers or even go on a field trip, be able to like do shit like that. So
boxing's a major resource, but that's still another sport where you have to like hurt somebody. But anywho, man, yeah, it's all fucked up. How did we expect shit to go? You know, where did we expect things to go when we're thinking? But hey, we all have iPhones. We all got smartphones. We should be getting smarter. We should be developing more, and we are. And here the fuck, we are doing this shit. You feel me? We're alive.
But also relying on your phone so much takes away like your ability to do like a lot of things too.
We're fucking potting, and we're potting for a while, because why the fuck are we gonna be on our phone for? When we're putting out content for people to digest. These clips could get chopped up. We could possibly stumble across saying something funny after we get out of this fucking sad ass conversation. You know, after this sad topic that we're getting at, maybe we'll get some energy that's like, we could say some what if jokes maybe. You look like you're about to go audition for a fucking Broke Black Mountain.
You like Pablo Prigioni.
You look like fucking Zion Williamson on his way to go get a massage.
You like Carlos Boozer when he was 5 years old.
You look like Michael Petrus on his way back from the bar.
Should Fat Joe be allowed to say nigga? You look
like Queen Latifah. If
I'm gonna get this comment off. Is Fat Joe allowed to say nigga?
Absolutely.
Why?
100%, bro. If you look at Fat Joe,
let's look at him.
He got black jeans.
Oh, you're tripping.
How does
if Fat Joe grew his hair out?
Look at his nose, bro.
Okay. hold
His
on.
nose and lips. If his name is fucking,
If Fat Joe grew
if his name is Terrell, if his
Fat
name is Terrell Washington, and he had a whole different type of culture, and
Fat
he grew
Joe-
up with a black parent, and he was like light skin or some shit, no one's gonna think shit of it. Fat Joe does not look like a straight up white guy.
If Fat Joe grew his hair out, how would it look?
Curly.
That's funny.
Let's look. Does he have fucking Justin Bieber bangs? I think not.
Yeah, he has a bald fucking head. This is what he has.
Yeah, now. Fucking bald like Brother Polite. At least he shows his head in confidence.
Let me show a
Brother
picture.
Polite keeps that fucking shit on skin tight to his head. Now his whole ears be he probably tried to find the worst fit looking. Let's see.
No,
dude.
I didn't. I just pulled up a fucking
Yeah,
picture.
dude, that's not just like some
Okay.
some white guy.
Okay. Oh, look at this. There's a picture of Eminem and Fat Joe next to each other. Probably the debate is, if Fat Joe can say
He's
nigga,
probably getting
why
compared.
can't Eminem say nigga?
It says Fat Joe says he passed on signing Eminem. Probably because he was just like, dude, who the fuck's this white guy? I don't feel him. Because he has too much culture. He's Puerto Rican. He grew up around black people. He probably said it all the time.
Okay, so if Eminem grew up around black people, can he say nigga?
No, he is just straight up white. You can't do that if you're like just a white person.
Okay, so if someone's from Spain, 100%, are they allowed to say nigga?
Did you know that like Western Europe? Nah, I'm just.
Are they allowed to say? Are they allowed to say nigga?
I just don't think that they should. I think it's in poor taste personally. But he's not a
playing
Spaniard.
defense.
He's a Puerto Rican.
He's not a Spaniard.
He's got Spanish blood in him, but he's a Puerto Rican too. There's a difference there. Oh, did they have did they have slaves in Spain? No, they had them. Spain controlled the slaves in Puerto Rico. They had them shipped there, had them mixed up with Indians or the natives.
Man.
He's not a Spaniard. He's like a melting pot. He is predominantly Spanish. Okay. I guarantee if he took he has at least a couple of percentages of some black in him and some Native American in him.
Yeah, like 3%.
You think 3% of him is black?
There are some Italians that I believe have more black in them than Fat Joe does.
What makes you
That is a fact.
What makes you so stern on this? I have to now see a young Fat Joe because I think that maybe
All I'm saying is, if there's somebody out there who is predominantly white and they're allowed to say nigga so much, but Tekashi 6ix9ine...
Come on, bro. This guy doesn't got Taino blood in him. The fuck out of here, bro. This dude, yeah, man. Dude,
what the fuck says because he has a Caesar cut?
No, bro. You just look at him a certain. You gotta know, bro. You look at my mom. She's fucking literally half Native American, bro.
Okay,
half
dude.
Native American. Like you wouldn't just think that, but like I'm just saying, bro.
Here's the thing. My issue is that for a long time people were like, dude, why are we allowing Tekashi 6ix9ine to say nigga?
Because he's Mexican. That's different.
How is that different?
Because they don't have African fucking descendants in their country like that.
There are Mexicans way darker than Fat Joe.
It's not a pigment thing. There's Indians darker than fucking me. Are they blacker than me? Fuck no. Are you gonna say that they are? Black person? Are you gonna say it?
Here's the thing, though.
No, is a dark-skinned Indian person blacker than me because they got darker skin? You know them motherfuckers be fucking goddamn untouchable black.
Can an Indian say nigga?
I personally think it's distasteful.
You see, there's too much like on the fence going on.
How's that on the fence? How's that on the fence? They're not African. They don't have any African.
How do you know that? How do you know Indians don't have African in them?
Because they have fucking like their Asian shit. Obviously, I don't know. I mean, maybe they do.
Right, exactly.
Maybe they do, dude. Who fucking knows?
So you tell me there's no Native Americans that have African blood in them?
Huh?
You tell me there's no Native Americans with African blood in them? Because there's a lot of Native Americans that look like Indians, like from India. Who's to say that they don't have African blood in them?
dude, I don't see how any of that ties into it. And now we're just
What?
going off.
No, this is not going off on a
Indian
tangent.
genetics having
No.
African in them all of a sudden.
No.
Why is
this
their
is
hair
just the
pin
discussion.
fucking straight? Pin straight. Pin straight, bro.
This is what I'm trying to say.
If they had some curls in their hair, I'd be like, oh, well, maybe Arabs maybe do. Arabs definitely do. That's why some of them have fucking hair like mine. Fucking Moroccan-looking motherfuckers.
Here's the thing.
That's why French Montana can say it. Because he's black probably in the same percentage as I am.
The people who are allowed to say it are people who black people decide who can say it. My point of saying this is that if we allow Fat Joe to say the N-word and we get mad that Tekashi 69 says the N-word, I think either everyone should be able to say it.
I don't think it's a bad... I personally think that the only reason why they argue that Tekashi can't say it is because he's Mexican and he looks mainly Mexican. But if he's saying that he's Puerto Rican...
Bro, there's so many Mexican rappers that say nigga. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of Mexican people that say nigga, and nothing happens when they say it to black people.
Oh, right. So why is that an issue?
But well, there's a lot of shit that goes on that still is an issue, but even though it goes on, the shit's literally happening doesn't mean that it's not a problem.
It's very hypocritical. And I think that...
I think that police killing people is hypocritical. But it has to stop. It still goes on.
Okay, so if it has to stop, either no one says it or then everyone's allowed to say it.
Dude, that's why I fucking like the song.
That's
by
like
Afro Man. I'm not the N-word.
So that's kind of like saying it's okay if black people are killing black people, but when police kill black people, it's like, what the fuck? How about nobody kill black, like anybody? Why don't we just do that?
Well,
because I do understand. I do understand
you, like,
police are supposed to police, and black people killing black people is like on some gang shit. Like, you know what I mean?
It's more or less
I understand
like a
that
personal thing. It's not more or less like a color.
I understand that, but you definitely should be mad at police killing black people. But we need to stop killing black people. You can't just allow him to say the N-word and then get upset when someone who's damn near the exact same says the N-word. Now it's like, oh, what the fuck? He can't say it. It makes no sense whatsoever. And that's my issue with it. It's too much on the fence going on. Like, it needs to be like set in stone, or no one says it. Are you about to make a beat?
Dude, turn it up.
And he's making beat. What am I turning up?
Just leave it like this. Take us out with beat.
Alright, give me something to rap on, dude.
Rap to this.
Man, I can't rap to this. I could tap dance to this. I hear my voice and it's throwing me off. If I hit this 2, will it turn off?
If you turn it off, hold on, I'll mute you. Hold on. There you go.
Alright.
Turn me up on the motherfucking volume. No. Hit the speaker button. God damn it.
There we go. This made me feel like Pusha T on 05. Somebody give me a topic, just say something. What's the topic?
Money laundering.
Alright. I'm a Jew in New York.
There you go, guys. and there goes our podcast. Thank you for watching. Love you. Have a great day.